my hypothesis around when we created Tunigo from the beginning was this is the early, the mid 2000, piracy is about to kill, the music industry in the Nordic countries and a lot of people trying to solve the problem. And when I started to see Spotify in 2007, something like that, in early betas, and see like this is the solution, the first thing that piqued my mind was that like it's a completely different industry. It means like it's not a transactional, depending on how much money you have. And I always said, like, keep in mind that in the old music industry, maybe 25% of the people that listen to music actually went into records. They looked them as like a very specialist kind of culture, like, and maybe you went
Hmm.
to a bigger kind of department store and buy your gift for Christmas, and stuff like that. So the hypothesis was like, if these people now that used to listen to radio and all the other things that was used to get curated is coming in, and you combine basically radio and record stores, like eventually the majority wants some kind of guidance. And it's going to be pretty impossible to navigate because Spotify from the beginning had a very, we say like hipster kind of music buff kind of core audience that created a playlist and stuff like that. But then when the other one started, we started to see like the lean back consumption increase. I don't know the numbers today, but I would assume it's super high. Most people come into the app, they find something, and they press play and they don't interact. And here's where the problem starts. So if you have like a really high percentage of lean back experience, you're not going to get a lot of the input data from people like skip
Hmm.
saving and stuff like that. So how do you get into that system? That was easier when it was a little bit leaning forward mentality because you get more data. So since I haven't been inside for a few years right now, I think that is also what emerging artists see as a huge, huge problem because it's very difficult to move it. But when you're once in a system, it amplifies and rewards you. But the trick is always going to be like, how do I get in there?
Yeah, and then also there's only what, probably 2 really ways to interact with it to know what's happening. Maybe one would be if you listen to it and how long you listen to it, and then the other would be if you add it to a favorites.
Yeah, I think there's more sophisticated than that. We always looked at the absolute biggest kind of data point you can get is someone listen to a song, save it, and play it again. This kind of replays.
Right.
That's the absolute highest, like, and then you had everything from like sharing, saving, adding playlists, skipping, all this different. But the absolute what you were looking for was really people that saved it to the collection and replayed it. That was the high.
Mm.
That really, gain a lot of weight in that fusion mechanism. So there was like different, like points depending on what people did. The first thing is, of course, if people skip something pretty hot, kind of, they say like, this is not my kind of music. I don't want to give it not even 30 seconds. You know what I mean? Like, so
Mhm.
what was a wrong fit. But then when people listen to it, there's also like levels of what happens after people have listened to the track.